Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Captain Sullenberger remains adamant on ATC privatization. UK Airshow rules claim another victim. And FAA issues AD for Piper M600 airplanes. Hello, I'm Christopher Ciotum. It's August 11, 2017, and this is Airborne Unlimited. The Alliance for Aviation Across America released a video from Captain Chesley, Sully Sullenberger, where he details why we should not hand over control of our ATC system to the major airlines, who put expedience and cost reduction ahead of safety. At a time when the major airlines are squeezing passengers into smaller seats, charging for the use of overhead space, and are a leading contributor to lengthy airport delays, we cannot trust the major airlines to control our nation's skies. In a recent interview, Sullenberger said that he is concerned about safety, equitability, and access to the system if it is enacted. He said that privatizing ATC is a political solution to a budget problem and that the current plan would allow the largest airlines to control access fees and pricing for the entire industry. In the video, Sullenberger says that the U.S. air traffic control system is the best and safest in the world. Sullenberger says that the major airlines would set the rules and cost of access to our airports. We would see emphasis on only the largest airports. Regional and rural airports would probably lose capital funds. That's really the danger, in my mind. Organizers of the Old Sarum Airfield Airshow have canceled plans for the September event, citing rules imposed by the UKCAA for air shows over the past 2 years. In a post on the Airfield website, the organizers said that Slipstream, the company responsible for a very successful 2015 event, now believes it will be impossible to stage a similar event this year. As a result of new regulations put in place following a number of major incidents at air shows throughout England in the past 2 years, we are sadly unable to comply with extremely high and complex risk assessment needs that would allow Slipstream and ourselves to put on the show we would like to. Rigorous risk assessments have been undertaken, and we are sadly the victims of our past popularity, the post states. The airfield is now looking at an alternate way to celebrate its centennial this year. After the break, Piper's M600 problems have become a full-fledged AD.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Progressive Aerodyne's Sea Ray Elite offers turbocharged Rotax power and Garmin G3X touch avionics. Incredibly well equipped, you can fly away in this best-in-category amphib for less than $160,000. Visit searay.com for more details.
Welcome back. If you'd like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. The FAA has issued an AD for Piper's new M600 airplane, citing a possible issue with some wing spars in the aircraft. Piper President and CEO Simon Caldecott addressed the issue during a news conference at AirVenture in July. He said that a possible material specification issue had cropped up with the M600, leading to a precautionary grounding of the fleet of 36 delivered airplanes. Caldecott said that there was a material thickness issue with the aft wing spar that was discovered in one airplane that had been delivered to a dealer. Out of an abundance of caution, an inspection of the spar was recommended for all of the airplanes. The FAA's AD 2017-16-3 requires inspection of the aft wing spars with repair as necessary. This AD was prompted by a report from Piper of the aft wing spar cracking during wing assembly. The AD is effective August 9, 2017. Comments must be received on the AD by September 25, 2017. The FAA estimates that the cost of repairing the wing spar, if needed, is $935 per airplane, or $33,660 across the fleet of 36 delivered aircraft. It's Friday, and that means it's time for A&N CEO and Editor-in-Chief Jim Campbell to check in with his weekly barnstorming commentary. Oshkosh 2017 was a huge success, a record setter as qualified in a number of regards, but we need to make sure we take that success and build on it aggressively. It was a tremendous watershed event. Let's not waste it. Here's this week's barnstorming.
Thanks, Chris, and hi, folks. I don't know about you, but like many folks who made it out to Oshkosh this year, I'm still tired. It was an extraordinary event, and we need to look at that a little bit. It's not enough to celebrate the fact that not only was Oshkosh a record setter, not only were the vibes great, not only were amazing things happening, not only did a number of really great new products show up, and not only did the community come together, but there was a bit of a watershed here. And the question is, Oshkosh 2017 was great. The community was great. The news was great. Things came together in ways we haven't seen in a long time, although EAA has certainly been building up to this in a big way. But what do we do with it? It's not enough to have a great success, pat on ourselves on the back, and then head off. We have huge foes. ATC privatization is still out there. It's still threatening us, and it's getting uglier by the day, with elected officials literally using coercive tactics to try to get their way. And instead of the people dictating to our elected officials the way our government should be run, they're trying to dictate it to us. There's something desperately wrong. And the plain fact of the matter is this: we are an endangered species. If we keep acting as we have in the past, we will not succeed. But we saw hope. We saw the industry come together on ATC privatization, although it needs to come together on 100 other things. We saw a great industry come together and do great things in the terms of one phenomenally gifted, wonderful event. But we need to take that week of Oshkosh and do it through the other 51, and every 52 thereafter. There's so much more that needs to be done, but we saw hope. We saw tremendous activity and coordination that we haven't seen before, but it's 2% of what we need. We need to go forward. What do we do with it? I can tell you no uncertain terms that A&N has found and is continuing to gather resources to be able to do our next big thing. We call it Aeroverse. Aeroverse has a number of really great aims, but mostly to entertain, to educate, to engage and empower, to do more than be a news organization, but to start rebuilding the community and to work with everyone unrestricted in a way that helps rebuild aviation and re-innovates it to a better future. That's what we need to do. That's what everybody needs to do. We're fully dedicated, but what about you? What I saw at Oshkosh was a bunch of people coming together, a bunch of flyers coming together, a great maelstrom, if you will, of activity and passion and interest and a love for flight. We need to harness it. We need to do more with it. And most important, we need to mold it in a way that we build a better future for us all. Oshkosh 2017, what an event. But what do we do with the future? It's up to us. For the Aero-News Network, Airborne and Aero-TV, I'm Jim Campbell, pondering the future.
After these messages, crowdfunding aid requested for an injured pilot.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing a few of those other great stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. A GoFundMe page has been established on behalf of one of the two people seriously injured when the Grumman AA-1B airplane they were aboard went down August 1st, shortly after takeoff from Deer Valley Airport near Phoenix, Arizona. The campaign has a goal of $50,000. A little over $11,000 has already been raised. At the conclusion of the precedent-setting case for the public use airports nationwide, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District Court of New York on August 7th issued a permanent injunction that strikes down access restrictions for New York's East Hampton Airport and resolves multiple years of litigation by the NBAA and others. Federal District Court Judge Joanna Sabert officially ended the litigation by recently signing a permanent injunction against the noise and access restrictions at East Hampton Airport. The Parachute Center in Lodi, California, will not face sanctions from the FAA despite their finding of discrepancies in the records of the instructor, who was one of the two people fatally injured who died during a jump in August of last year. The FAA's announcement came Monday, closing a year-long investigation into a tandem skydive that fatally injured instructor Young Kwon, 25, of South Korea, and Tyler Nicholas Turner, 18, of Los Banos, California. Boeing and Air Lease Corporation have finalized an order for 12 737 MAXs, first announced at the 2017 Paris Airshow. The agreement also includes two new orders for the 787-9 Dreamliner. The deal includes 5 12 737 MAX 7s and 7 12 737 MAX 8s, bringing ALC's total MAX orders to 130. The leasing company has now ordered a total of 49 Dreamliners. Alaska-based PenAir has initiated the process of filing for Chapter 11 reorganization. This action will keep scheduled air service operations in the Southwest Alaska and Boston, Massachusetts area intact, when PenAir's Portland and Denver hubs will begin the process of shutting down scheduled service over the next 90 days. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch now. Let's get back to the rest of the news. DHL has signed on as the title sponsor for a new racing series. This new racing championship is organized by DR1 Racing. This October and November, the races will be broadcast and streamed online globally. Locations for the first season of the DHL Champions Series are expected to include the United States, Germany, and Ireland. DR1 events are already broadcast in more than 100 countries. This new racing series is an exciting opportunity for DHL to showcase our passion for drone racing and illustrate our extensive history in developing innovative and sustainable approaches towards future logistics solutions, said Ken Allen, CEO DHL Express. DHL has been developing and testing its parcel copter for more than 4 years for deliveries in geographically ambitious areas. It has successfully deployed the parcel copter for fully automated deliveries in severe high altitude and weather conditions in the Bavarian Alps, as well as to remote locations on German Ocean islands, and as such integrated into the overall logistical processes of the DHL parcel unit. DHL Supply Chain has deployed drones in Mexico, Brazil for security surveillance, monitoring sites and assets for theft and damage. Well, that's our program for this week. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily, Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Keep flying. We'll see you again on Monday.